Kevin Lee had a rough night in his PFL debut this past weekend. He stepped into the cage against Gaji Rabadanov, and unfortunately things ended quickly. He was TKO'd in the very first round. It's been tough for Kevin lately. He's now lost 4 of his last 6 fights, and 3 of those were finishes. Kevin took to X afterward and opened up from the heart. He wrote, "I'm not a coward, at least I could say that I tried. I shot for the stars. My legs just aren't what they used to be. I can't absorb shots anymore, and honestly, I don't know if it will come back." After that, he shared a video, maybe to say even more than words could.
You know, I'm proud of what I was able to do during that fight. My jaw might be wired shut. I may be drinking out of a straw, but at least I was able to go out there and test myself. I'm no coward. I ain't never been a coward. My body just gave out on me. My heart was there. I was proud of the way I prepared. I was able to make the weight on short notice, and I was in tremendous shape. But the fight just didn't go the way I expected it to go. My legs just never got underneath me, and I knew I was fighting a tough opponent. The kid's a world champion for a reason. So I don't hang my head for a second. I'm proud of what I was able to do in this sport. Proud of what I was able to do last night. I can go and tell my kids, your daddy ain't no coward. I showed up, I put it all out there, put my heart on the line, and yeah, I'm proud of that. We'll see what's next.
Meanwhile, Francis Ngannou had something to say after Dana White made comments about a possible return to the UFC. Dana was asked over the weekend if there was any chance Francis would come back.
Would you be open to having Francis back?
You would consider coming back to UFC if what? One thing I've learned over the years about Francis doesn't always mean what he says publicly. What he says behind the scenes are different than what he says publicly. I'm not a big fan. I would be shocked if Francis ever came back here on lots of different levels. I'm not a fan, and he doesn't always mean what he...
Francis didn't waste any time responding. He jumped on X and simply wrote, "Did I ever say I'm coming back?" with a thinking face emoji. Someone then told him, "Come on back and get your belt." And Francis replied, "I don't remember losing it. It's still in my closet." It was a bold but classy clapback. In other UFC action, Khalil Roundtree just came off a solid win over Jamahal Hill at UFC Buku. After that victory, Khalil started eyeing a title shot and said he'd love to face Magomed Ankalaev for the light heavyweight belt.
Honestly, like, just the gold belt around his waist is the only thing that attracts me about, about him, about the fight. You know what I mean? If he didn't have the belt, I wouldn't even care about the guy, honestly. His name wouldn't even come out of my mouth, but unfortunately, he's the champion, and I have to mention him. So,
also coming up this weekend, Arman Tsarukyan has been named the backup fighter for the Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira matchup at UFC 317. Just in case anything goes wrong, he's ready to step in.
Yeah, well, you saw what happened with Arman last time. Arman is the backup. He's the backup for that fight. So he will come to Las Vegas, and he's got to make weight, and he'll be the backup, and then we'll see how that fight plays out. And then
over the weekend, Rafael Fiziev also made headlines after beating Ignacio Bahamondes. Right after the win, he called out Dan Hooker, showing he's hungry for the next challenge.
First one after this tall guy is Dan Hooker. Yeah, he's a one more tall guy, and I like to fight with tall guys.
Do you expect the same war with Dan Hooker, because he also loves the bloody fights like you?
Man, he's a man. How many crazy fights he have, and he deserves one more crazy fight. And he have a place now. I don't believe this place. Like when I'm lost to Gamrot, like I don't lost that place real. This is my injury. And so this place now he hold.
And then some shocking news broke. Jon Jones has vacated the UFC heavyweight title and announced his retirement from MMA. That means Tom Aspinall is now the undisputed heavyweight champion. But Jon Jones couldn't stay out of the headlines for long. Over the same weekend, he was hit with new legal trouble. This time, a misdemeanor charge for allegedly fleeing the scene of a car accident that happened on February 24th in New Mexico. According to the court documents, there was a woman in the car who was reportedly drunk. She claimed Jon was the driver and that he ran off on foot after the crash. She even called Jon afterward, and the police say he sounded heavily intoxicated on the call. What made it even more intense was that police said Jon made some disturbing statements during that call, stuff that sounded like he was implying he could use lethal force through other people. It was serious. Dana White was asked about it and gave a reaction.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Right, everyone, the news has broken. I'm sure everybody's seen it. UFC undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Moving forward, very, very important to me, just that I acknowledge everybody quickly who has supported me in this, I'm not going to say it was a tough time, but a bit of a challenging time over like the last kind of 10, 11 months that I have been inactive due to no fault of my own, but luckily, that is all behind us now. Massively appreciate the support from everybody. Massively appreciate the support going forward. I am going to keep this thing as active as possible. I want to be the best heavyweight ever to walk the face of the earth. I'm going to defend this thing as many times as I possibly can. I'm going to keep you guys entertained. I'm going to really give back to everybody who has shown me support over the last year, over the last 5 years, over the last 10 years. Really appreciate the support and love from everybody, and we're going to see an active defending UFC heavyweight undisputed champion going forward. Thank you guys.
Not long after, Jon Jones himself responded. He went on X and wrote, "Keep in mind, even the media can get it wrong sometimes if they don't have all the facts. Don't believe everything you read online." His lawyer also jumped in and gave a full statement to Sportsnet. It was a powerful one. He said, "As Jon's lawyer, I am stunned by the Albuquerque Police Department's decision to charge him in this new case. In the thousands of cases that I've handled in my career, I've never seen a case as strange and unwarranted as this one." He didn't stop there. He added, "Jon was not driving that night. He wasn't in the car." It seems like an intoxicated woman made up false claims about Jon to avoid getting arrested for DWI, and the police believed her. According to the criminal complaint, the police even went as far as to get a warrant for Jon's phone records, all for a simple misdemeanor traffic case. Never heard of anything like this before. The lawyer made it very clear he believes this is a case of Jon being unfairly targeted. He finished the statement by saying, "We're going to get to the bottom of this and make sure this baseless case is dismissed." As all of this was unfolding, Daniel Cormier gave his take on Jon's retirement on his YouTube channel. DC didn't hold back. He said, "I said if Jon Jones does not fight Tom Aspinall, he quit. He quit. He didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall." DC continued, "Is he scared? No. But by not fighting Aspinall, it lets everyone question why. Why now? Why not take that challenge? Walking away like this opens up the conversation about his legacy." He added, "I truly believe if Tom loses, Jon will come back. And that's crazy, because that will make this look even worse." It makes it seem like Jon didn't want to risk losing to him. DC also commented on Jon's legal issues, and you could hear the disappointment in his voice. He said, "The saddest thing is, it's not surprising. I've seen Jon do things that are reckless and dangerous before. It's not new. I just hope that if this is truly the next chapter of his life, that he fills it with something good." He ended with, "I'll go to my grave thinking he quit instead of fighting Aspinall." They gave him the money, they agreed to everything, and still he just wouldn't do it. To wrap it all up, Ilia Topuria gave his honest reaction to the recent incident where Conor McGregor punched a man at a nightclub. Ilia didn't sugarcoat it. He said, "Did you see the last video? I saw it. He connected 2 punches and he wasn't even able to knock out an average man. He hit him twice, and the guy just walked away like nothing even happened." That's all for the news today. Thanks for watching.